Welcome to Waterford County Matters. The show this week takes us from Fenor to Tramore and back to the city. Here's what's coming up. We visit the gorgeous village of Fenor and speak with the talented John Hayes. We take a trip to Tramore to the National Surf Lifesaving Championships. Sean Corcoran tells us about his stained glass business situated in the magnificent Copper Coast. And it's a weekend of jazz for music this week. First up is the story behind this 300-year-old tree that the gifted John Hayes has transformed. Where once stood a 300-year-old tree has now been transformed into the most beautiful sculpture. John Hayes shares his story with us about how he transformed this tree. John, what stands behind us here was once a 300-year-old tree. How has it been transformed into this beautiful sculpture?
Well, with a chainsaw, I suppose, in simple terms. It was, as you said, a 300-year-old tree, and it was due to be demolished. Okay. And I live in the community, and I just thought it was an awful shame to see a tree of that, you know, had a lot more stories than me to tell, to be chopped down. So I kind of was after falling into a little bit of carving, and I asked the local parish, could I do something with it? And that's what I did.
That's incredible. And by trade, then you were a joiner, was it, starting off?
Yeah, funnily enough, like it was always the counters, wardrobes, all the usual stairs. Yeah. Did me trade and all the different things. And then when the downturn came, I found myself, like everyone, I suppose, just sitting
around. Work dried up a bit.
Yeah, just sitting around a little bit more than you want to. So I got involved in the community, building a playground in the community, and became chairperson of that, and got to, you know, networking is a big thing. Yeah. Started chatting, and it's funny how roads steer you. So a chap asked me would I carve something for him, so I went on YouTube, saw a fella doing a thing with a chainsaw, and said okay, I'll try that. Did that, and then just carried on making presents. And little did I know at the time that it was going to turn into my kind of career, you know. Yeah, the response to it, I was originally thinking, you know, it'd be a very holy thing, you know, because you have the three angels, you have the Holy Spirit represented, and Our Lady, and obviously people have a big affinity with Our Lady and the Holy Spirit, and obviously the three guardian angels. But what was probably was just people just coming up and looking and going, I love angels, oh, I love Our Lady, and they left flowers, tins of varnish, and they just visit you, yeah, because I used to just kind of come up, went off, got myself retrained then with wheelchair to use chainsaws from the safety point, and then just kept practicing. But I didn't, to be honest, I had no vision of what I was going to do. I sat on the wall over there and said okay, and I always used to speak to my nannies, and my grandfather Johnny gave me my first chisel when I was only a kid. Wow. So they were kind of my three guardian angels. I suppose subliminally they always spoke to me about Our Lady and the Holy Spirit, and it obviously went in somewhere. So I sat on the wall and looked at a tree, and I sat on the wall then and came up with an idea, you know. It's very new to Ireland, I suppose, in the sense of chainsaw carving. There's lads tipping away themselves, but from a point of making a career out of it and making a living out of it, there wouldn't be very many of us. There'd probably be about 5 of us. It was originated probably in Canada. You know, Germany has very good carvers. America, obviously, with all the lumber and stuff. But what happened back in the 70s, as the chainsaws got much better, the artists started to pick it up and start making. Up to that point, it was like a speed carving, lads trimming trees, all that kind of stuff, which still goes on. They're fantastic at it. But from an artist's point of view, then you the amount of wood that you can shift and get rid of and actually start, and the detail you can get with a chainsaw, I suppose a lot of people don't understand, how do you do it with a chainsaw?
do that? How long did it take?
A lot longer than it should have, I suppose. Because it was kind of a thing that I used to work on when I'd have free time and stuff like that. It took longer, nearly a year. But I suppose in hours-wise, about 400 hours, I suppose, yeah.
And why hope? Why put hope on it?
Two things, I suppose. We all need a little bit of hope.
Yes.
And I always think, you know, you always hope for better. You hope someone is going to be okay. You hope things turn out right. And it also comes back, I said, the last thing that came out of Pandora's box was hope. So we all need a little hope. And I just thought it was a nice word, simple. And I'm very lucky, first off. I started doing something as a hobby, and they always say if you find something that you enjoy as your hobby,
that you love.
you become a very lucky person. And as people are coming along here, I didn't realise the impact it was having nationwide. And all of a sudden then I started getting phone calls, and so now I have a world record to beat. I have massive JFK statues to carve. Yeah, it's unreal, really, to be honest with you. The bottom line is I got up out of bed one day and I'd spent a little bit too much time on a couch, and I got a little bit of help from a lot of people, and they gave me a chance to do something. And it does work out, so it's funny. I think we spend an awful lot of time looking far away at the thing that you think is,
unattainable.
Yeah, and I have to say what after being the best thing, without a doubt, saving a tree kind of ended up saving me in a way, and it was right in front of me all the time. You just don't see it.
And now it's out to Tramore with the Irish Water Safety and the Waterford team. The Irish Water Safety National Surf Lifesaving Championships were held in Tramore this year. It was like a scene from Bondi Beach as children from all over the country aged from 8 to 18 years spent the weekend competing in team and individual events. The sun was out to help them dry off as they ran from the water. Buddy, it's like a scene from Bondi Beach here today. Tell us what's going on.
Basically what we have today is we have both the Nipper and Junior Surf Lifesaving Championships for Ireland. What you're looking at on the beach today are the lifeguards of the future. They're from the 26 counties, they're all here. They qualified through a region, then a provincial, and then they make the national championships, which is what we have here. On the beach today you have up to 14-year-olds, and from tomorrow from 14 to 18-year-olds you will have the juniors. From that they go on to seniors, and seniors can compete up to 35 years of age, and then they become masters. And all these competitions are replicated all over Europe, and the kids that will win today, it will go on to the Irish national team, and they get the opportunity to compete at a higher level than what we have here, in so much as that there is European championships and world championships in this particular sport.
Paddy, we're here at the National Surf Lifesaving Championships in Tramore. What does it mean for Tramore to have this?
First of all, this is a national event being held here in Tramore, one of the most beautiful beaches we have in Ireland. We're delighted to welcome hundreds of competitors, young competitors that are involved in water safety and lifeguard activities right around the country. From my perspective, the Department of the Environment are sponsors and responsible for Irish water safety, and it's great that we have a national lifeguard training centre based here in Tramore. So it's a massive boost to the economy, obviously, in Tramore and Waterford and surrounding areas. But even more so than that, it's great for the competitors, the young people and our families coming to such a wonderful environment here in Tramore, competing nationally, making new friends, and most importantly, learning about water safety, which is what it's all about as well.
So we're here with a group of girls from Waterford taking part in the surf championships here today. Guys, tell us, what's it all about?
Well, it's about competing. It's not about medals or anything, it's just about having fun.
We do events like we have to swim really far out into the water, so sometimes it can be really tiring.
The people involved in the lifeguard and the National Lifeguard Centre here in Tramore are great ambassadors for water safety. They don't just do it on occasions like this, they're doing it all year round. They're training the lifeguards of the future, and that's what it's about. The young people are enjoying themselves, but they're also picking up new skills and meeting new friends.
Warm showers, because officials are on the beach from 9 o'clock this morning until around 6 o'clock this evening. In a senior competition, they could be there until 8 or 9 o'clock in the evening. The same with our boat crews doing the rescue crews on the water. They'll come in wet, tired and hungry, and the fact that the National Training Centre is here, they can go in and have a certain amount of comfort and have showers.
Yeah, it's really fun. Once you get out there, fine. It's just a lot of fun.
And how long have you been surfing?
A couple of years.
Yourself?
I think it's mostly about having fun, meeting lots of new people that you travel around Ireland with most, because you're all at different competitions and we all support each other, win or lose, so I think it's really fun.
So can you tell me what kind of things you're going to be doing here today?
Well, we'll be doing swim, board, flags and sprints and tapalon and relays.
Wow, so you're going to be wrecked tired tonight.
Yeah.
You'll surely all sleep.
Yeah, when you do it, you're having fun, and when you get home, you're literally wrecked. Irish Water Safety Team Waterford!
And people travelled from all over Ireland this morning to take part in that event in Tramore. As always, we want to hear from you. You can contact us via Facebook, Twitter, or at Waterford at irishtv.ie. See you after the break. And now we get a lesson on stained glass and how it's made with Sean Corcoran. Set amid the hills of Waterford's amazing Copper Coast is Sean Corcoran's The Art Hand studio and workshop. Inspiration would easily be found in the scenery that surrounds Sean's studio, but we wanted to find out exactly what goes on behind these doors. We speak with Sean and we also catch up with two very lovely students attending a course on the day. Sean, your business here, The Art Hand, tell us all about it.
Well, my wife Miranda and I run The Art Hand, which is an art school out here in the Copper Coast, in a beautiful scenic area halfway between Tramore and Dungarvan. So we teach art to kids. We do classes for kids and for adults, and we do a lot of work in schools. But I suppose one of the big things that we've been kept busy with lately is running workshops in stained glass and in mosaic. Okay. So the stained glass one is kind of like a weekend course that we do 3 or 4 times a year. So hence we're here in the tool room of the Art Hand with 2 students today working on some great work being made over this weekend now, I must say.
Very good. And the girls, they get to take home these pieces with them?
Absolutely. I mean, this is a 3-day course, so Denise is just finishing off a beautiful geometric piece here that she's been working on for the last 2 days, so she's got another day to go. So yesterday she designed it, drew it out and actually cut all the pieces herself. And then today she's managed to lead the whole thing together. Just about managed to lead the whole thing together, and tomorrow she'll actually be soldering the pieces together. It's all in the authentic traditional technique, and then the whole thing is puttied together, cemented together.
So it usually takes 3 days?
It's a 3-day process, so the people who do the course go away with a nice A3 sized piece of stained glass with 2 kind of hooks on the top if they want to hang it in a window, or if they wanted to build it into a frame themselves afterwards, it could be used as a screen inside the house or whatever. Okay. So they get to design a piece of their own making, and it's nice. I mean, it is quite a challenging course. There's a lot involved in terms of the different techniques, and physically it's quite enduring. You wouldn't think it, but in terms of cutting all day and leading all day, there's a lot involved in doing it. So it's quite a nice course. I'm a consultant for different festivals and events and things like that, so we host different events ourselves. I'm the artistic director of the Promenade Festival in Tramore as well. So we do a lot of outreach work as well in schools, mainly in primary schools, where we do collaborative mosaic projects. So we've had up to 600 kids working on the same mosaic. So it's kind of like that's gone really well for us.
Kids would love that.
Absolutely. I mean, that's a very exciting thing. I mean, it's not so much about the finished product. It's although they turn out really beautiful pieces in the end, but it's about the process and kind of getting the kids to engage with the technique and being part of the process, really. So that's quite exciting.
Ladies, it's lovely to meet you here out at the workshop. Tell us what you're doing.
Well, I'm doing a piece that was inspired by I Live by the Sea, and it's the waves and the land meeting the sea, and it's a multicoloured piece.
Yeah, so yours has a bit of flow to it.
Yes,
Lovely.
absolutely, and the waves kind of flow and ebb. Yeah.
And yourself, Denise?
Yeah, I'm doing probably obviously the opposite, a bit much more geometrical pieces, and thinking was really that you'd get bands of colour. So these are the blues and greens, reds and white, so that when you hang it, you'll see the bands of colour coming down, and then we just put a yellow little piece in the middle for a little bit of fun.
And is this something you've always wanted to try?
Yeah, it's been on my bucket list for a long time, and I've been searching, and it was great because I live in Helvik. It was great to have something so local.
Lovely.
Yeah, so really enjoying it.
I definitely recommend, but it's a lot of hard work. Yeah.
Tougher than you thought, maybe?
Yeah, tougher than I thought, but I think it's about practice too, I'd imagine, to get to get it right.
To get the skill.
To get the skill correct in it,
And outside of teaching the courses and that, do you do extra work then?
Like at the moment, I'm a consultant for different festivals and events and things like that. So we host different events ourselves. I'm the artistic director of the Promenade Festival in Tremor as well. So we do a lot kind of outreach work as well in schools, mainly in primary schools, where we do collaborative mosaic projects. So we've had up to 600 kids working on the same mosaic. So it's kind of like that's gone really well for us.
Kids would love that.
Absolutely. I mean, that's a very exciting thing. I mean, it's not so much about the finished product. It's although they turn out really beautiful pieces in the end, but it's about the process and kind of getting the kids to engage with the technique and being part of the process, really. So that's quite exciting.
And you have a workshop here for kids as well.
We have a workshop here for kids, so we run lots of workshops in the building here. We have weekly workshops on Tuesdays and Thursdays for kids, and then we have different adult workshops throughout the year. And we do a lot of work outdoors as well, with the fact that we're in such a scenic area here on the Copper Coast.
The coast is fabulous.
Absolutely. I mean, between Bunman and Anstown and Boat Strand and Kilmurran Cove, we're just absolutely very fortunate to be surrounded by such a beautiful area. So like in terms of the environment that we're in, we do a lot of environmental art and sand art, beach art, that kind of thing. So like one of my own favourite techniques at the moment is to actually draw large images in the sand on the blank canvas of a beach.
You're in the perfect place for it here.
Absolutely, absolutely.
For music this week, we visit the Waterford Jazz Weekender. Waterford's Jazz Weekender celebrated all things jazz and helps Irish jazz musicians showcase their music. There was a great vibe around the city, and music acts performed throughout the day and the night.
It's about encouraging new projects, new jazz gigs, putting jazz in one place on one weekend so that everyone knows where it is, what's happening, and if you like jazz, you know where you can go at a certain time of the year. So we want to mix up established bands from the city that play jazz. We want to get new, younger bands that are trying to get something up and running. But we also want to maybe add a little bit of the wow factor with a couple of bigger names. And we have those this year in the form of Louis Stewart. He's our headline act. He's on tonight, Friday night. And courtesy of the Symphony Club of Waterford, we have the Dublin City Jazz Orchestra playing on Saturday night in Garter Lane. And we also want to bring workshops as well. So to that end, we have an educational workshop in Garter Lane on Sunday afternoon with Steve Kelly of the Concert Orchestra. And he's going to be doing a percussion workshop, which everyone can participate in. It'll be quite open and inclusive. So that's basically a combination of gigs, workshops, educational workshops, and outdoor sort of events, sort of maybe where you can eat and enjoy it in a casual background type of way.
that's all from Waterford County Matters for this week. Join us next Saturday evening at 7:30 on Irish TV. Until then, slán agus beannacht.